Hey everyone, we have a little bit of a different video today. I'm going to do my best to tell the story of, some mistakes that were made by three people in hopes of kind of clarifying and maybe someone can learn from those mistakes and not repeat them in the future. So this tale is about the Charizard on screen here, the Charizard VMAX Pokemon 2021. So this card has not come out in English yet, and it ended up being stolen. So we'll get into that. Here's the picture: stolen and graded. Just a huge mess all around from start to finish. So let's see here. We'll have to zoom and unzoom in some of these. Here we see Exhibit A listing on OfferUp by a certain someone selling this illegally obtained card. I don't know if you guys are aware or if you've seen it. I know a lot of people are. But the Pokemon Company, Nintendo in general, they do not mess around. So the last thing you want to do is get yourself into legal trouble with them. And in this case, this guy is risking losing his job. So looks like one of the workers. All this is sort of speculation. This is just a lot of the information that I heard, a lot of the stuff that was shared, which shouldn't be shared. I don't know why this person is listing a stolen card. Probably, I blanked out some names too. I don't want anyone to get harassed about this or contacted. Don't do that. Just use it as a learning experience, and that's it. So this person, very bright, decides that they are going to sell a stolen Charizard VMAX long before it comes out, and then they list it publicly for sale. So just mistake after mistake, including their name and their location and everything else. Like, there's only so many people that would be able to get their hands on this, so it wouldn't be very hard for the Pokemon Company to figure out who it was and to contact the company that does the printing for them. So even if they didn't make it so painfully obvious and share that information publicly, I'm sure they could track them down. So here, the infamous Ayla, the infamous hangs. We have person number 2 in the series of mistakes that is this card. The green text is hangs. Basically, this first clip here is them talking to the seller. Hangs says border. So if you get me some other picks, I would appreciate it. I will make you a fair offer. Now this is the seller, or the person that stole the card, likely. My man, I need to prove you live where you say you live. And then this is basically just them trying to vet each other. I don't know how this person thought it was a good idea to sell this card, like for $900 or $600 or whatever it was. Is it worth losing your job? Probably not. Not to mention any kind of legal things that could happen because of it. So here the seller says, well, I'm trying to keep this card, and then this is blanked out, but what's your plans for the card? So here's where, if you're selling this card early, what benefit does it give anyone to purchase it and just tuck it away until it's worth less money? Like, someone that's buying this card wants to show it off, but there's no other reason to want it early. There's no reason that someone would buy it for $900 or $600 and just tuck it away until it's released and then it's just a regular card. So here's where Hanks, we'll call him Hanks. There's a couple different usernames, but we'll just call him Hanks for all purposes in this video. Hanks tells him that he's honestly going to be keeping it in a top loader in a safe for a while to make sure people forget about the leak and to keep the heat off both of us. So, I don't know. The person obviously has got to be lacking intelligence to steal it from work to begin with, but then to believe this, why is someone going to overpay for a card if they're just going to sit at home and look at it themselves? It makes no sense. And so they take the bait. Okay, are you going to be posting it online or Pokemon media? Please don't. They're obviously going to. There's no reason to have this card other than absolute clout and saying that you had it first. So here he reaffirms that, no, I won't be. A spoiler alert, he did. He did. A lot. Including this conversation himself. So here's a picture of the bottom of the stolen Charizard. And Hanks says, is there any way you could write your phone number on a piece of paper and put it next to the card? So I think this is probably the best part of it all. The thief says, I'm drink a soda. And he shows a picture of his mug root beer next to the Charizard on a dirty desk with some razor blade marks or something. Which goes to show it's going to be in great shape by the time it's passed along. Alright, let's zoom this out a little bit. So here again, the seller is unsure and says, but I need your word you won't post on social media anything till 2021. Now it doesn't matter if he posts it post 2021, the set has to be out, or like the Pokemon company and other people involved are going to become very aware that this is a stolen card. Why 2021? It doesn't make any sense. And no one's going to buy this card and not post it. And let alone not post it. He's posting it on classifieds that anyone can kind of access with his full name. And here, Hanks says, I will not be posting anything. Another lie. Lots of stealing and lying in this story. Guys, don't steal. Don't lie. Okay, so here, this is where people kind of got mad at Hanks, where this guy says, our whole department could get laid off if this shit is in people's hands. BS. This is just him, once again, reassuring that that Hanks is not going to post anything, but it doesn't make any sense. Like, he's got to know that he's going to post something. But at the same time, the guy is probably just looking to get rid of it, looking to make some quick money, and it's obviously going to cost him, if it hasn't already. This, I think, is absolute BS. The whole department is not going to get fired for this. Anyone that's involved in stealing it is most certainly going to get fired for it, and they should. You can't steal stuff from work and then sell it on the secondary market. That's just not how things work. You'd be lucky if you just get fired. Like, let alone any kind of lawsuit or anything else that could come from it. Here we go. Now, this is where Hanks, I believe, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I believe he tried to ask PSA and Beckett if they would grade the stolen card. And from what I've seen, it looks like they both turned him down, which makes sense. That's probably the responsible thing to do. And this is where we get into mistake number 3 by the third individual getting involved, where they should basically stay away from this as far as they can. So here we have Hanks sending a picture to a CGC employee of the cards that you'd like to get graded. And CGC employee, not to be named, they didn't post anything publicly, so I don't want to share their name or their information. I think that's kind of fair. If someone's posting something publicly, this is DMs that were shared that they probably didn't know about. So we're just going to keep it as this is a CGC employee. So it sounds like they're asking around, trying to figure out if they can grade this. CGC being not a new grading company, but a new company in terms of grading Pokemon cards. might be a little bit hungry for this. Still a bad idea. It's stolen. You're gonna get slammed. Even if it's your legal right, you shouldn't touch this. It's gonna anger the Pokemon company, and it's gonna do more harm than good, I think, even with like a fresh name, because it's controversial. And maybe I might do some more kind of videos showing these controversial cards and things that aren't really official or don't have a full story behind them. This is kind of one of those things. You don't touch it. There's a reason why PSA and BGS did not grade this card, because it's stolen. Don't grade it. Just remove yourself from it. You don't want to be involved. This is a terrible situation. So they're asking around here. Hank says that he paid $950 for it, and it's not a proxy with people slap a sticker on top of a legit card. You can see the CGC employee likes to use hearts here, I guess. And CGC employee says, "I'm sure it's not. We just have to have some discussions internally. Could you email me photos?" Remove the email. I don't want anyone to be contacted or harassed over this. I'm sure they all realize that they made mistakes at this point, and so they were sent by Hanks. Next slide. All right, here we go. And then the CGC employee says, yeah, just add attention, something, blanked out, CGC employee name to the normal address. And then Hanks agrees to do so. And CGC employee then asks to get the tracking information when you have it. Crazy hands. The emotes are very professional. Okay, and then Hangs is asking, is it okay that I ship a normal submission with it as well, or just the Zard and Lapras? And the CGC employee acknowledges that's fine. That they're gonna send them with their other submission. Hangs is gonna send it with his other cards that he's submitting to CGC already. And here the CGC employee says that they are excited to see them. And then this carries on to the next page here. Here Hangs is fully aware that CGC is eager to grade this because they're a new company. They're looking for just as much clout as he is at this point. At least the employee is. I can't speak for, or they probably can't speak for the entirety of the company. Hanks says, hope this brings attention to you guys if you decide to post about it. Here the CGC employee replies, well, a lot of us are collectors. We're interested in just seeing it as well as well for the cool factor. I mean, is it that cool? It's the English version of the Japanese card that's already released. You could look at the Japanese one and pretend that there's English text on it, or you could just wait till it comes out and not have stolen goods in your possession. Okay, so here we have Hangs saying, because I know PSA wouldn't touch this card with a 10-foot pole. And then we get a couple crying, laughing emojis from the CGC employee saying, yeah, it's amazing. This is printed this early. And then says, yeah, they usually keep them under wraps. I guess this was, I don't know if I said that properly, but this was Hangs that said, yeah, it's amazing this was printed this early. I should have figured that out by the heart emoji. So some of this might not be in perfect order. This is just a collection of screenshots that were posted by the individuals involved. So take that with a grain of salt. It's pretty clear what the conversation was. Just there might be a few things that are mixed up. So here, this is when Hangs is talking to people in Discord, saying that he's worried after people told him that it's probably a sting. He says, the way that you quickly changed your company's stance on grading the cards is throwing me off. This was probably a suggestion made by somebody else. So now he's kind of panicking, thinking that he's going to send his cards in there and they're going to get returned to the Pokemon company. The CGC employee does a lot of kind of convincing him that it's all going to be all right, saying, I talked to the graders first and we were worried, which they should be. They still should be. Okay, now Hanks shows his reasoning for this by saying, first they were reported stolen, and now you are saying you will grade them as a bit worrying. I just don't want the cards being seized and returned to the Pokemon Company Incorporated. And here the CGC employee says that they talked to their lawyer, and he said they only authenticate and grade cards, that's all. So maybe that stands up. I still don't think it's worth getting involved as a grading company because you're going to get dragged for it. Okay, here we go. So this is a lot of the same message, just a little bit on the end here. The CGC employee continues with, holy hell, that will not happen, LOL. Do you know how bad that would be for us? I think the whole thing is bad. That might be extra bad. I don't know. You could argue that might be even worse. Now, I'm not entirely sure if this came before or after because it's just a mess of Hangs posting screenshots all over the place. So here's the CGC employee again saying, this will be the third time we've done cards like this. I'm not sure what the other cards that they're referencing are. It says the Chimchar and the Magic card too. So I don't know if there was an early Chimchar and an early Magic card. But if there were, if anyone knows anything about those, maybe toss them in the comments. And the CGC employee continues with, haven't had any issues whatsoever. Guy doing a shrug. Lots of emojis going on here. Not sure those help. Okay, here's some more reassurance from the CGC employee saying, I'm not sure what else you'd like from us. This is insert CGC employee's name. I personally 100% assure and promise you will receive your cards back. Promise you will receive your cards back. Nobody is confiscating the cards. Not happening. We've graded over 60 million collectibles, and that's never happened, and we're not going to start with a couple Pokemon cards. So I don't know how much they've graded that were stolen in the other collectibles. I haven't dug into any of that, and it doesn't really matter. This is just them trying to reassure if they really want that stolen Charizard. They want to make an article on it. They just want them to send the card. So at this point, Hanks is probably extra worried, and they're just trying to coax him in. It's like a chain of people coaxing people to pass the stolen goods along. Oh my, what a mess. So here, this might have happened beforehand, but I'm not entirely sure. This is Hanks saying, I was talking to a buddy of mine who knows this type of legality, and he told me it could be a setup. All right, will do. So I think this is just him confirming that he's going to send the cards along. And then some more coaxing from the CGC employee saying, nope, that's definitely not something we'd ever agree to. As far as CGC is concerned, the cards are yours as you are in possession of them. I don't think that's how it works. Yeah, I can't just steal a car and then it's mine because I'm in possession of it. I don't know what lawyer they talk to. I'm not a lawyer, but there's some terrible ideas and terrible decisions being made by all three parties. Okay, so here we have Hangs with the now deleted Reddit account saying, been holding onto this card for a while in secrecy, but now that the pack arts from official product images have released, I can officially show y'all my holy grail, one of two inadvertent release unnamed sets, Shiny Charizard VMAX. Like, is it a holy grail? It's stolen goods. And what does it have to do with the official product images being released? Like, they didn't release the picture of the English Charizard VMAX, the Shiny Charizard VMAX, and the pack art, really? I don't know. Maybe he meant because that they put out the Japanese version. either way, terrible idea. As you can see, we'll get into some of this. We got some deletion of items. Here's a picture posted by Hangs. We got the Charizard, these two being released Charizards. The third one over here being the one that was stolen and purchased. And on the label itself, we see if we can get it centered here. So we have unnamed Sword and Shield 4.5 set SV107 out of SV122. And I guess instead of putting stolen before release, they put inadvertent early release on here. It's a PSA 8, probably from that guy's dirty soda desk. Oh, man. Alright, so let's this was a recent happening. Hangs removed photos from my profile out of respect for CGC cards. If only you guys knew the whole story. Pretty sure this is the whole story. If there's anything that you would like to add, I'd be happy to have a conversation with you. This doesn't seem like something that would be said by someone that bought a stolen card for clout. This seems a whole lot like they got a legal notice from the Pokemon company. And I would assume that everyone involved did. When you start pulling stuff down like that, you spend a bunch of money on it and you're trying to seek out attention for it, but then you all of a sudden tear everything down. That's big red flag there. That's I think there's lawyers sending some paperwork at this point. And then we have Hang's Instagram, which is deleted at the moment. And then I guess here's just another picture of him posting the cards in the Discord. There's a lot of people that were upset that he was kind of doing this stuff. There's a lot of people that warned him at the time in the Discord itself that it was a bad idea, that there's no way to actually gain the clout that he was seeking from it, because it's just going to end up in a lawsuit. But he didn't listen. He bought the card anyway. And then had it graded. And now everyone's probably in some serious hot water. So I think the moral of the story is don't get involved with anything stolen. I mean, that should be pretty obvious. Whether you're the person at work, don't steal the cards from work. If you work for a manufacturer of trading cards, do not steal the cards from work. This most certainly wasn't an example like the old WotC days where they had the scrap table and Shell could just pick something up and go home with it and then sell it later. Don't buy something stolen from somebody that stole it at work, because it doesn't make it any better. You're still in possession of stolen goods and you're going to end up in hot water. And then if you're a grading company, don't grade something stolen. You know it's stolen. Everyone involved knew it was stolen, from the person that stole it, to the person that bought it, to the person that graded it. Don't touch it. Stay away from it. It might be tempting. Everyone's kind of looking for the best way to get the most attention immediately, and this would certainly do it, but it's not worth it. As you can see, it's hard to get Instagram followers when you don't have Instagram anymore, because you have to delete it. You have to delete the images of the Charizard, and then you have to delete Instagram itself, apparently. Not good. So hope you guys like this. I wasn't sure if I should make a video like this, but I feel like it's a pretty good learning experience, and maybe someone will stay away from this the next time it happens. I know with all this extra interest in the Pokemon hobby, this kind of thing is bound to happen, where all these values and all this hype is. Just don't do it, guys. All right, have a good one. Maybe if you guys like this, we'll do another video of this sort. I know there's a couple other infamous cards with sketchy backstories, and maybe we'll turn this into like a sketchy Pokemon stories series of sorts. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.